Welcome to East Rutherford, New Jersey, and Giant Stadium. Getting ready for a great one between Cincinnati and New York. Let's take you now to Tom Hammond and Chris Collinsworth, who are getting set for the kickoff.
We couldn't have asked for a better day for football as we get ready for today's game. Welcome, everyone. Tom Hammond and Chris Collinsworth here with a call. And this kick will get the game started. Still early in the season, Chris, but already we've seen some good ones.
And we're still at that point in the season where we're seeing a lot of teams still tweaking their offenses and defenses, maybe making a move here, a move there, just trying to put the pieces of the puzzle together.
Play action. Throws it out. It's tipped away. Oh my, the quarterback is lucky that one wasn't intercepted.
Yeah, you try and fit some of those into some tight holes, and every once in a while, you're going to get one pick, but that was a pretty good play by the defense.
Looks to pass. He throws it. He's there for the catch. Tackled at the 46-yard line. And a nice pick up there.
Nice play that time. The defense came with the blitz there. He made a good read, delivered a nice ball in there to the open man.
There's a play fake with the throw. Tipped pass. An excellent job by the defense of disrupting that last play.
And that was really on the wide receiver. Not much of a route, very little separation, and gave the defense a chance to make that play.
Manning will throw. No, they hand it off. And they get him right around the 48-yard line. So the draw to the halfback picks up 4. They line up at the 49. The Giants line up in the gun. 3 wide receivers are split out. They'll give it off here. He's tackled around the 49-yard line. Got a couple, but will still be short of the marker.
Great play by the defense. You always hear coaches talking about whoever gets lower. Get your pad level lower than the offensive lineman. That time this defensive line did exactly that.
It'll go out at the 23. The Bengals line up in an I formation. The halfback with the carry. Brought down at the 28-yard line. They get 5 yards on the play, and that will bring up second down. Palmer lines up under center. Offense lines up in an I. Johnson gets the carry left side. And they get him right around the 28-yard line. Maybe got a couple of yards, but that's about it. And so it'll be third down. Single back formation, 3 wide receivers. Palmer with the give. They will be short. Coach asked his defense to rise to the occasion, and that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, and now you go back to your respective benches, and the defense is happy and celebrating and very positive, and the offense is going back with a puzzled look on their face.
They really did a good job keeping him contained on that one.
No question about it. He needs a little more help out of his blockers than he got right there. This is a dangerous guy, and if he can get in some open space, he can create some problems for you, but just no space to be found there.
Back to pass. Rifles it to the right. Defense pushes him out of bounds around the 44-yard line. And this receiver just loves it when the defense is in man coverage.
Yeah, there's no better feeling than when you're coming off the ball and you know it's just you and the guy across from you. That's just good old-fashioned football. But you also know typically when you get man coverage, your quarterback is under pressure.
Second down, 6 yards to go. 2 tight end formation this time. Manning drops to throw. Throws the bullet to the left. Brought down at the 45. That one worked pretty well.
It sure did, and I wish all our fans could see what's happening down the field on all our television broadcasts, because so much of the game now is won and lost in the secondary.
Oh, and he dropped it. The intended receiver just got laid out.
Boy, that was a big hit. I'm not surprised at all he couldn't hold on to that one.
Manning is under center. 2 tight ends in the formation. Here's the give. What a quick move. He makes his way to about the 35. And that'll be a gain of 10 by the running back. They line up at the 35. Manning will line up with the shotgun formation. It's a pass on 3rd and short. He throws on the run. And he's out of bounds, incomplete. They complete the pass, but he was out of bounds when he brought it in.
Yeah, that's a pretty safe throw there where only the receiver can make a play on the ball. Just a little too wide on that one.
He punts it. This one's going to go out of bounds at the 14. Not much you can do on the return team there.
Great kick and even better coverage. Boy, it sure makes winning the field position battle a lot easier when you have special teamers like this.
Palmer back to pass. Looks for a man open. Right through his hands. He almost had the pick. And it's batted away at the last minute by the defender.
Just when it looked like the quarterback might sneak that one in there, a late pass defense and a good play.
That'll be a 2-yard loss. That'll bring up third down.
Loss of 2.
Palmer comes up to the line. 3 wide receivers split out wide. On the run, he throws it. He's dropped around the 23-yard line. They complete the pass on 3rd and long, but they'll end up short of the marker.
You can see the confidence level of this defense. They know they can make open field tackles, and that's probably one of the great lost arts in the game. The ability to make the tackle in the open field and stop them short of the first down. Good play defensively there.
So before the offense hits the field, let's take the time to let you know that our game is brought to you by EA Sports. New York comes out with 2 tight ends.
Blue 45! Blue 45!
He looks to throw on 1st down. Makes the grab. He's tackled around the 30-yard line. A good play to the tight end that time.
And tight ends are so big that as coverage people, it's tough to figure out how to defend them. If you're on their left side, they throw it to their right side. If you're behind them, they throw it in front. Tight ends are tough to cover.
Here's the give. He's brought down at the 26-yard line. Jacobs gains about 4 yards on the play. 2nd down, 6 yards to go. Ball on the 26. Offset I formation in the backfield. He's looking to throw. Throws it. Tipped it away. The defender was able to get a hand on it.
And really, that came as a result of pretty physical play at the line of scrimmage. They're banging these guys around and not letting them get into their routes.
Setting up play action. Rifles this one out to the right. And he scores. What a play. He just laid it out there beautifully for his receiver to pull it in.
That's the kind of pitch and catch you just love to see in the NFL. And the difference is these quarterbacks' abilities to zip it into little tight spaces, and these receivers don't miss.
They'll look to tack on the extra point. Extra point is good. And we'll take a quick look at the drive summary. Not a bad kick. Chapman from the 3. And he's drilled. What a hit. They could do nothing against this defense on their previous drive. The Bengals come out in a single back formation. Johnson takes it counter right. Dropped behind the line. That's a loss of about 3. That'll bring up 2nd down. That'll bring us to 2nd and 13. Ball on the 24. Offset I formation in the backfield. Hands it off. He's going to be tackled for a loss. The defense got the job done on that side.
Really impressive play that time by this defensive line. It wasn't just one guy, but every guy up front just dominating their guy at the point of attack.
All kinds of pressure. Passes to his left. And they get him at the 23. That completion won't amount to much, and they'll wind up short of a first on the play.
Very disappointing for an offense to get a completion and not get the first down. The receiver's job there is to make somebody miss. Clearly have to give the defense credit there. They won.
McQuarters fields it at the 35. They were able to score through the air the last time they had the ball. Let's see what they planned for this drive. They'll go to work at the 47-yard line. 1st and 10. New York uses motion. Looking to throw. Throws while on the run. Brought down right around the 46-yard line. He delivered a nice throw on that drop back, completing it for a pretty good gain.
You know, there aren't many guys who work any harder than this guy, both in the offseason and during the week of practice. He isn't the most physically gifted quarterback I've ever seen, but you can tell the time he puts in the film room, in the weight room, and he understands the game of football.
New York comes out with an I formation. Setting up play action. Dumps it out right. Steps out at about the 39-yard line. That pass is good for a first down.
And he had some zip on that one, didn't he? He reared back and threw that one about as hard as he could.
It's the tailback. Makes a cut, and he will be hit and dropped. He was caught with nowhere to go.
This is a pretty good running back, and if you can hem him up like that, pretty impressive.
Manning looking to throw. Short throw to the left, and the receiver is open. Knocked out of bounds at the 23. Quarterback finding some nice passing lanes early in the game.
Yeah, he is, and that's one thing you don't want to let this guy do. You don't want him in a rhythm early, or he'll pick you apart. He's proven that so far, and I don't think this defense has figured him out yet.
It's tipped and intercepted. Huge hit. Nice pick for the safety.
You could see the quarterback that time trying to look the safety off, but this safety is simply too smart. He was having none of it and jumped in front to make the interception.
They give it to the tailback. Cuts back, and he's dropped. Johnson picks up about 4 yards on the play. They line up at the 13. Looks like 3 wideouts this time. Palmer hands it off. Stiff arms, and he's brought down. Johnson got past the defenders and picked up a solid gain for the first. They line up at the 19. The defense lines up in the nickel. Setting up play action. Brings it in. He steps out around the 16-yard line. Loss of 3 on the completion.
You know, sometimes as a quarterback, you have to be careful about dumping it down too quickly. Stand in there, see what you've got working down the field. That time they were all over that quick throw.
Gain of under a yard, and that makes it 3rd down. 3rd down and 12 to go. Palmer comes to the line under center. Only 1 in the backfield this time. Gets the ball away. Hit hard at the 21-yard line. They were able to complete the pass on the play, but they'll still end up short of the first down.
And it's really up to the receiver in that situation to try and split the defenders. He has to find a way to duck a shoulder, to roll his head, to do something to, yes, they got the tackle, but they got it while I was still moving forward and able to pick up the first down.
1st and 10. Ball on their own 44. The backfield is in the offset I formation. Jacobs gets the ball left side. Hit and dropped behind the lines. Tried the run, but there was nothing available.
And if you could make a running back hesitate just a little, that time you could see there really was no hole, and the running back was just fishing for a place to go.
Manning hands it off straight ahead. He's tackled at about the 45-yard line. 3 yards there, and so it'll be 3rd down. From the gun. Manning hands off on the delay. And it looks short from up here. That was a poor series for this offense.
Yeah, the defense barely had to even break a sweat on that one. Defensively, when you can take an offense and get them off the field in 3 plays, that's pretty good stuff.
And they'll down it at the 6. Not much the return man can do there.
Yeah, he really did the right thing there. That's just to let it go, get out of the way, and really just give the guy credit. It was a good kick, very fortunate bounce. The last thing in the world you want to do in that kind of a situation is to fumble the football, give it up, short field for the other team, and a quick score.
5 yards, and that will bring up 2nd down. Ace backfield this time. Again with the carry. Tackled around the 12-yard line. A gain of a yard, if anything, on the run. Cincinnati lines up in a shotgun set. They'll give it off here. And they finally bring him down at the 38-yard line. He was able to use his abilities on the ground to shake by the defender and get the first down.
In the open field, this guy is just so tough. You see defenders break down on him almost in a very defensive mindset. They're thinking, I don't want to be embarrassed by that guy. Well, guess what? They got embarrassed on that one.
Still a lot of time left, but at the end of one, the score is 7-0. It's 1st and 10. Ball on their own 38. And they get him at the 40. Johnson gains about a yard on the play. Johnson lines up as the deep back. I formation. Inside handoff. Brought down around the 42-yard line. A 2-yard carry by the fullback. The Bengals line up with 3 wide. He's dropped around the 43-yard line. Well, they tried to keep it on the ground for the first down.
But not against this defense. You know, the way the rules are these days, that if you don't have confidence to throw the ball in that situation, you probably don't have much confidence in your quarterback.
Larson punts it, and he kicked this one pretty well. Down in the end zone for a touchback. Once again, we'll take this opportunity to remind you that this game is brought to you by the fine folks at EA Sports. The Giants line up in an I formation. They hand it off. The defender gets him to the ground. They get 3 yards on the play.
Well, that was the perfect time for them to call a blitz. They got in there, filled up all the gaps, brought down the running back for a short gain.
On play action, passes the ball. He's brought down at the 34-yard line. That one worked just as they drew it up.
Good pass, good catch, I agree. Sometimes there's really nothing you can do as a defense to stop a well-executed pass play.
Jacobs takes the handoff. He gets to about the 44-yard line, so he turns the counter into a 9-yard gain. 2nd down and 1 to go. Ball on their own 44. New York lines up in the offset I this time. Play action. Throws right. He catches another. At the 30, to the 20, to the 10. He gets in for 6. And that's about as well executed a play as you can ask for.
And that's no fluke right there. We saw him hit that play a couple of times in practice the other day. That's something they're going to come back to until you find a way to stop it.
They're lining it up for the point after. It's good. Here's a quick look at the drive summary. Here's the kick. Holt fields it at the 2. Hit and dropped at the 29-yard line. The defense could do no wrong the last time this team had the ball. The offense will start at the 29-yard line. 1st and 10. Defense is getting pressure. Oh, you can't blame the quarterback there. What an effort out there. He just got his hands in there and broke it up.
I love watching the closing speed of this defense. When they see the ball, they go get it.
Johnson gets the carry. And he makes it out to about the 31-yard line. A 2-yard run by the halfback. They line up at the 31. Cincinnati lines up in the offset I this time. Here's the give. Tackle around the 36-yard line. They get around 5 yards from the halfback. McQuarters is back deep to return the punt. Here's the kick. He got some distance on it. McQuarters takes it at the 21. And they get him right around the 24-yard line. I'm sure they would have liked to have gotten a little better return out of him there.
Boy, he hardly had any room to do anything there. They've got to come up with a better scheme or some better blockers or something. This guy's a good punt returner. He's just not getting any help at all from his teammates.
What a hit. I don't think he even saw that guy. 3 yards on the run. It's 2nd down and 7 to go. They come out with 3 wide receivers. Shockey is the man in motion. He's looking to throw. Gets the pass away. He's tackled around the 39-yard line. He gunned that one in there for the first down, didn't he?
He really did, and when you watch a guy throw a ball that hard, they don't move their arm any faster. You see him driving off that back leg. That was a pretty pass.
Short throw to the right. And he's out at the 39-yard line. No gain on that completion. So that'll make it 2nd down. The Giants come out in the ace formation. Another run. He lost yardage on the play. A great defensive effort there.
Did you see how fast that linebacker was on that one? Not only did he recognize it, but when he did recognize it, he had the explosiveness to get there.
Defense closing in. Off-target pass. The ball sails over the intended receiver, incomplete.
Yeah, that was a case of the quarterback just being a little too cautious on that one. Sometimes it takes a little nerve to fit one in there. You have to give your receiver a chance.
Chapman fields it at the 27. Brought down right around the 30-yard line. He really didn't have any room to work on that punt return.
Yeah, that certainly wasn't one of his best efforts there. Maybe if he would have gotten a little more help from his blockers, he could have broken one out of there. You know, sometimes it just takes one good block to create a seam to get one up the field.
Can't hang on. Bushman thought it was his intended target on that one, but they can't complete the pass. 2nd down, 10 yards to go. Ball on their own 31. Johnson is the deep back as they line up in the eye. Throws it short. He's brought down right around the 32-yard line. And the defense just ate that one up, Chris.
Yeah, you're not going to fool this defense on plays like that very much. At least he got the ball out of there, though.
Palmer drops back. Rolls right. Almost intercepted. And the pass was knocked away at the last minute.
Well, at the end of the game, you go back and you basically say what happened on 3rd down, and you have a pretty good indication of how that game came out. Good play by the defense.
So as the offense heads back onto the field, we'll take this time to remind you that our game is brought to you by EA Sports. If it's in the game, it's in the game. Jacobs on the inside handoff. He's tackled at the 31, around 5 yards on the delayed handoff. From their own 31-yard line. The Giants line up in an I formation. Setting up play action. Scans the field. Brings this one in. He's dropped right around the 36-yard line. Nice job getting that pass out of there, and he picks up the 1st down.
Yeah, smart play call that time by the offense. He could tell by the pre-snap read that short throw was going to be there, and he took advantage.
Throws on the run. Can't make the catch in traffic. Smith was the intended receiver, but the pass fell incomplete. So they'll face a 2nd and 10. Ball on the 37-yard line. Feeds it to the back. What an open field tackle. A 1-yard gain by the halfback. 3rd down now, 9 to go. Ball on the 38. Ward lines up as the single back. Looks to pass. Throws middle. Comes down with it. And they get him at the 37. Another positive gain through the air.
And it really helps when the quarterback gets the kind of protection he's getting so far in this one. This offensive line's doing a nice job building a pocket for this quarterback, and that's creating some nice passing lanes.
He's hammered in the backfield. No one picked up the linebacker, and it cost them.
And when your defensive line can handle their guys up front and not allow the offensive linemen to get down on the linebackers, it really gives those linebackers a chance to look great.
He gets out to about the 38-yard line. No gain. That'll bring up third down. They'll line it up again on third down. Manning is in the shotgun. He has 3 receivers split out wide. He drops back to pass. Looks for a man open. Caught out of bounds, incomplete. They went with a sideline pass, but he couldn't stay in bounds.
And that would have been a spectacular catch if he'd been able to come up with that one, just thrown a little bit too far outside.
Gets the punt away. The ball will go into the end zone for a touchback. Their last drive ended with a 3-and-out. Cincinnati lines up in the offset I this time. The halfback with the carry. He gets out to about the 22-yard line. A couple of yards there.
The defense did a nice job there jamming the running back, bringing the outside linebacker on a blitz. Sometimes those outside backers a little more athletic and can really help stop the run.
What a hit. They might need to have the doctor take a look at him after that one.
Well, it looks like he's okay, but I don't know how. He cannot keep taking shots like that. And I'll tell you another thing. This guy's a tough guy. But I don't care who you are. As a quarterback, you take hits like that, you start looking at the pass rush.
Knight knocks it away. And the defender breaks up the play.
Just great position that time on the defensive side. The receiver really never had a chance on that one.
He gets it away. McQuarters fields it at the 46. Brought down at about the 37-yard line. What happened to the coverage there, Chris?
Oh, come on. They completely lost containment on that guy. I mean, you just can't let that happen. I'll be honest, they were really lucky they didn't give up a touchdown on that one.
He's dropped at the 32-yard line. A 7-yard run by the running back.
Gain of 7.
They'll need about 3 yards here on second down. The backfield is in the offset I formation. On play action. He leaps. It's caught. The wide receiver has been impossible to stop no matter what the defense has tried to do.
Yeah, and you really can't do much more than what they've been trying to do to him. They know they're getting the ball to this receiver. You try and double cover him. You really can't triple cover somebody because then that means there's somebody else running wide open. They're just going to have to take their medicine here.
Hall picks it off. He got depleted. How about that defensive play?
We hear so much about quarterbacks giving their receivers a chance to make a play on the ball. Much more today than they did 20, 30 years ago. Quarterbacks will throw the thing up for grabs, give their receiver a chance. That time, though, it got burned.
So a pickup of maybe 3. That brings up second down. And there's 2 minutes remaining in the half. Cincinnati lines up in a double tight set. He throws it. And it's caught. Tackled at the 28-yard line. And a pretty smart play call right there.
It really is so much the key to football. You talk all the time about you have to establish the run. Well, there you see why. You establish the run, and then you come with the play-action pass. Just so hard to defend.
Back to throw. Passes on the move. Brought down at the 39-yard line. A nice completion to the tight end.
I always thought tight ends were sort of like pacifiers for babies. You know, just about the time that you need a little security blanket, you know where to go.
Flips it out short. He's brought down at the 47-yard line. Kelly gains 7 yards with the catch. I formation here. The Giants show blitz. The Bengals will take their first time out of the half. 1 minute left to play in the first half. Palmer back to pass. He's been perfect on this drive. He hasn't missed a pass on this drive. Excellent pass by the quarterback on that play.
I'm really enjoying watching the timing between this receiver and the quarterback. We're seeing a well-schooled offense now going to work.
Palmer sends a man in motion. Nice play fake. Rifles it right. Knight knocks it away. Second down now following the incomplete pass. Here's the 8th play of this series. Offset I formation in the backfield. Gives it off. He's dropped at the 34. It's third down, 7 yards to go. Ball on the 34-yard line. Looking to throw. He throws on the run. Tackled at the 19-yard line. This quarterback definitely has some confidence in his arm.
Boy, and the quarterback got away with one there because that was tight coverage, but his guy just did what he's been doing all season long, and that's going up and making a tough play.
He's looking to throw. The defense has him surrounded. He's dropped in the open field. Good pocket presence shown as the quarterback was able to get rid of it just before the pressure got to him.
Good patience that time by the quarterback, just checking down to the underneath route, giving his guy a chance to make a play.
It's the 11th play of the drive. Right down the middle. Not much doubt as he puts that one right through the upright. And now we'll take a quick look at the drive summary. The kick. He'll take it from the 2. He can't bring him down. Brought down at the 31. The offense will start at the 31. First and 10. New York lines up in the offset eye this time. Gives it off. He gets out to about the 32-yard line. And as we head to halftime, the score is 14-3. The kick is away. Fielded at the 4. Big hit there to bring him down. So before the offense hits the field, let's take the time to let you know that our game is brought to you by EA Sports. They'll come out in the eye. Feeds it to the back. And they get him around the 29-yard line. So the draw to the halfback picks up 4. They line up at the 29. Johnson lines up as the deep back, I formation. Straight ahead with a fullback. He's tackled at about the 31. A 2-yard carry by the fullback. From their own 32-yard line. Palmer is under center. They'll come out in an I. It's the tailback. Brought down at about the 41. Looks like the containment just broke down on that one, and they end up giving up the first.
Defense is all about gap control. All you have to do is maintain your one gap. If one guy blows it, you can give up a big play like that.
He couldn't get anywhere on that one.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to admit defeat on a play as a running back and just try and get that thing back to the line of scrimmage.
And they motion a guy to the right. They go with the pitch to the right. And they get him at the 43-yard line. A 3-yard gain on the toss. The offense facing another third down here as they line up. They'll work from the shotgun. He's looking to throw. Surveys the field. Makes the catch. He's dropped at the 41-yard line.
Carson Palmer is one of those guys that I think has a chance to be the very best quarterback in the league. Superior arm strength, a great leader. That knee injury set him back for a little while, but you can tell now he's getting back to form and is just playing great football.
Brought down at the 31. Completed for a 10-yard gain. Second down and very short coming up. The Bengals come out in the ace formation. The Bengals changing their play at the line. Palmer will look to throw. Short pass to his left. He steps out at the 25. That was a decent gain there on the pass.
Yeah, no hesitation whatsoever. He hit that back foot, planted, threw the ball, knew exactly what he wanted to do.
They give it to the tailback. He's brought down around the 20-yard line. Johnson picks up 5 yards with the carry. From the 20-yard line, Johnson alone in the backfield. On the ground, up the middle. He's tackled at the 16-yard line. Johnson picks up about 4 yards on the delayed handoff. 3rd and 1 coming up on this play. Ball on the 16. Johnson lines up as the deep back, I formation. Fakes to the back. Incomplete pass. The defender got there in time to break that play up.
He did. He was able to get his hands on the ball, but if he had missed that one might have turned into a really big play.
He's got it. Good kick that time as he puts it right through. And here's your drive summary for that last series. Here's the kick. Hickson from the 6. That was a great hit. He wasn't getting away from that one. Once again, we'll take this opportunity to remind you that this game is brought to you by the fine folks at EA Sports. And he will lose yardage on the play. Nice stop on that play.
Yeah, great defense at the point of attack, but also very impressive, the pursuit to the ball. They were all coming there.
Throws it short, and the defender intercepts it. He's dropped at the 24-yard line. And the safety made a really nice play on the ball to grab that interception.
You know, this safety is known for his big hits, but that time it was his soft hands that made the difference.
Setting up play action. Tipped away. And he just managed to get a piece of it. Nice play by the defender.
And as a receiver, you really have to do a better job of coming back to the football at that point. You have to help the quarterback.
What a hit at the 25. They get a 1-yard loss on that one.
That looked painful on that one. And we're talking about the lost art of tackling. Not only was it a big hit, but it was a disciplined hit. Good wrap up, had a way to take him to the ground. Perfect.
Finally make the tackle, and it will be 1st and goal.
Don't bring up the fact that T.J. Houshmandzadeh was a late-round draft choice around him. He still is upset about the fact that he wasn't drafted early, and you can see why. This guy has a way of reading defenses, getting separation, creating big plays, and he has the full confidence of his quarterback in the toughest of situations.
The hit came just as he got the ball away.
And this quarterback's a pretty tough guy, but when you see those big guys running at you, it makes all the difference in the world.
Back to pass. He needs to get the pass off, and he catches it. Defense pushes him out of bounds at the 3. Good read of the defense on that pass play.
Yeah, and throws like that really settle a quarterback down. It's all about getting into the flow of a game, and you can see he's getting comfortable now.
They keep it on the ground with the tailback. And they're not going to get it. Great stop. Well, they tried to push it ahead, but the defense stopped them short of the 1st down.
Looked like one of those old-fashioned rugby scrums there. A lot of big bodies piled together and nowhere for the running back to go.
Here's the kick. It's good. Pretty good kick that time, and he drives it home for 3 points. Nice job. He kicks it off. From the 5-yard line. Drilled at the 32-yard line. The quarterback leads his offense back onto the field after turning it over on their last drive. The Giants come out in the ace formation. Give to the tailback. He didn't get back to the line. The defense just ate up that play.
Well, those defenders get paid too, and every once in a while they win the battle. Clearly that time they were all over this offensive line.
What a move! He's tackled at the 33. That's a 2-yard gain.
Well, that time the outside linebacker came on the run blitz. They got some penetration and shut down the play.
Manning lines up under center. 3 receivers are split out wide. Gets the pass off. He's brought down at the 36-yard line. And it appears that they'll go 3 and out.
Nice defensive stand that time with all the rules changes out there that favor the offense. 3 and outs feel awfully good to the defensive side.
He punts it. Chapman fields it at the 27. Tackled around the 30-yard line. And that wasn't a very impressive return on that one.
Well, at least he got a few yards on that play. You'd expect a little bit more out of a return man, but I'm not so sure if the kick coverage was so good or the return was not so good, but either way, a little short gain on that one.
They need to come up with a better game plan to stop this guy.
Yeah, you're not kidding. They can't keep giving up those big chunks of yardage like that. If they do, it's going to be awfully tough to stop this offense.
Short throw to the left. Steps out at the 46-yard line. Nice job of shutting down the first down pass.
Yeah, it looked like that time the defense knew exactly what was coming. They were right there from the outset to make that play.
Drops back to pass. Looking for an open man. With the catch. He's brought down at the 48-yard line. Nice pass and catch on that play that gets him a lot closer.
Yep, and that's really just the way they drew that one up. You take what the defense gives, looking to move the ball efficiently downfield with intermediate passes.
Defense is getting pressure. He doesn't get back to the line. Loss of a yard on the play.
He did a great job of keeping containment there. There just wasn't anywhere to go on that one.
Larson will kick it away. And boy, did he get all of this. What a punt. This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback. The defense played exceptionally well the last time this offense had the ball. Manning will come to the line with a 3-wide formation. Jacobs, the ball carrier. They tackle him for a loss. Tried to find something, but there wasn't anything there for him.
Yeah, not anything at all. And as a running back, you're probably going back to the huddle going, guys, a little help, please?
He's going to be tackled for a loss. The offense had a tough time picking up all their blocks on that play.
You know, you can draw up any sort of protection scheme and blocking scheme that you want. But ultimately, this game comes down to one big man against another big man. And that time, the defense's big men, they won the battle.
Chapman is back deep to return. Punts it. Makes the fair catch. Let's see if the offense can put something together on this drive. The offense will take over at the 32-yard line. 1st and 10. They hand it off. He gets out to about the 35-yard line. Johnson gets 3 yards on the play.
Man, oh man, that's what those defensive guys live for right there. A shot like that, and then they always get up and have a little something to say to you as you're going back to the huddle.
There for the reception. He's tackled at about the 45-yard line. And a big catch by the tight end.
And I can tell you this, there's nothing that defensive backs hate more than to have one of those big tight ends in the open field running right towards them.
Cincinnati sends a man in motion. Gives it up the gut. And they get him at the 48-yard line. Johnson comes away with 2 yards on the carry. 2nd down, 8 yards to go. Offset I formation in the backfield. He's looking to throw. Fires it out. Completed. Brought down right around the 36-yard line.
You know, TJ Houshmandzadeh is not what we call one of those big play threats, a deep threat kind of a guy. But I've watched him a lot over the years, and this guy makes more big plays than you think. Because when the ball is in the air, he thinks it's his. He is a strong, physical guy that goes up and makes plays.
Pretty nice throw on that play.
And a pretty good catch on the other end, too. That's one of those plays that's quickly becoming one of the staples in this offensive passing attack.
Again with the carry. Tackled at the 25. That was a pretty nice run to get the first.
And when you can run the ball for first downs, it sets up the play action. Now look for this team to be able to mix it up, and that can be so tough on a defense.
Fakes the run. Throws it short. Defense pushes him out of bounds at the 23-yard line. Johnson only gains about a yard with that catch. That'll make it second down. They line up in a one-back set. Drops back. Fires it left. And he hasn't missed a pass yet. Finally make the tackle, and it will be first and goal.
There's no question that when you talk about the classic drop-back pocket passers, Carson Palmer is right there at the top of the list with the Peyton Mannings and the Tom Bradys. This guy is just going to get better and better. He is a franchise quarterback that I believe will win multiple Super Bowls before he's done.
And so with 3 in the books, we're locked in a tight one. Our score, the Giants 14, the Bengals 9.
Blue 38. Blue 38. Barney.
Looking to throw. Goes for the end zone. Touchdown, and they take the lead. Palmer found the weakness in the defense and made them pay. So they'll go for 2 here and try to go up by a field goal. The Bengals come out with the offset eye. Palmer has completed every pass on this drive. Makes a move, and he's in for 2. Great job there. They were able to convert.
And you could tell the offense had a plan throughout that drive. Not only did they get the touchdown, but they immediately got the call in for the 2-point conversion. They knew exactly what they wanted to do and executed it perfectly.
Hit and dropped at the 27-yard line. They had to punt it away on their previous drive. They line up at the 27. The defense sets up in the nickel. Back to throw. He throws left. And they get him right around the 46-yard line. The defense came with the blitz that time.
And defensively, you just can't ask for any better coverage than that. They are right there, but when you have a strong-arm quarterback like that, sometimes he can squeeze it into holes that others can't.
He's dropped around the 45-yard line. They get 2 yards.
And that's why you send all those guys to plug up the holes, and that time there were no holes, really, and he was lucky to get anything on the play.
He's brought down at the 41-yard line. 4-yard gain on the play, and that makes it third down. Lining up with 3 wide. On the ground with a tailback. He's tackled at the 38. 4-yard gain by the back. It's fourth down. The Giants are lining up to punt this one away. The punter's going to try to pin them deep in their own territory with a good punt here. He punts it. So this one goes into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. If the offense can air it out as effectively as they did on their last drive, it's going to be a long day for everyone on that defense. Drops back on first down. Pass completed. Brought down around the 36-yard line. And that pass had to be right on the money.
Yeah, and Tom, I thought that might have been a pick six the other way. That was good coverage, but a huge throw that time by the quarterback.
They hand it off. And they get him at the 39-yard line. Johnson gains about 2 yards on the run. 2nd and 8 coming up here. Ball on the 39. They line up in the I formation. Here's the give. At the 30, to the 20, to the 10. He's in. Touchdown. Johnson got some open space to work with and was able to put points on the board. This should add the extra point. The kick is up. Extra point is good. And we'll take a quick look at the drive summary. He kicks it. He'll return it from the 4-yard line. Drilled at the 31. The defense could do no wrong the last time this team had the ball. They line up at the 31. The backfield is in the offset I formation. Gives it right side. Drop behind the line.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
The defense can't keep giving up yards on penalties like this.
Yeah, it's hard enough in the game today with the rule changes to help the offense to stop an offense anyway, but you can't give away yards.
Here's the give. Brought down behind the line. Loss of 1 there for the halfback.
On the play. Loss of 1.
Second and 11. Ball on the 44-yard line. New York goes with the ace set here. He drops back to pass. The pocket is collapsing. Stiff arms, and the defender still makes the tackle. Good pickup by the receiver.
And we've always talked about this receiver's big play ability. He may not be the fastest guy in the league, but you can tell he wants the ball in his hands in big situations.
First and 10. Ball on the 35-yard line. Only one man back. First down, looking to throw. Is there for the catch. He's dropped right around the 26-yard line. Nice little pickup on that pass pattern.
And I really shouldn't feel this way, but I get a little nervous every time this guy goes up to make a catch, you know, because he's had a little bit of a history of dropping some balls, but today doing a nice job hanging on and a big play there.
First down now and 10 to go. They're back in the red zone where they've really struggled lately. Nice play fake. Passes to his left. Can't complete it. And they can't complete the first down pass attempt. Second down coming up. From the 20-yard line. Jacobs alone back. Another run. Brought down around the 13-yard line. A 7-yard play, and so it'll be third down. Manning is lined up under center. They'll come out in the single back formation. Tries for the end zone. Just can't find the range on that one. Smith was unable to make the catch on that pass attempt. So it's fourth down. This kick will be from about 30 yards out. Kick is up. Hits the upright, no good. I'd like to see him get another chance in this game. That wasn't his best effort.
Yeah, that's like lipping out a putt in golf, isn't it? And I don't know about you, but I count those as in. If they lip out, that's good. I pick it up.
Gain of less than a yard, and that will bring up second down. We've got 2nd and 9 here. Out of the I formation. They give it to the tailback. He's tackled at the 23-yard line. A couple of yards there.
And they really ran right into the blitz. That's a time that a veteran quarterback should have changed the play at the line of scrimmage. You could see the blitz coming. He didn't audible and only came away with a short gain.
Excellent job by the defense to force a 3-and-out.
Always thought the most important portion of any drive was that first down. It gives you a little offensive momentum going, but anytime you go 3-and-out, it is so tough on your defense. A lot of times 3-and-outs translates to points against your team and a tired defense.
The offense will start at the 37. Jacobs is the single setback. Back to pass. Dumps it out left. And he has plenty of room. He just couldn't make anything happen after bringing that one in.
And that play's really all about the closing speed on defense. They'll let you have the completion, but then they close quickly and make the play.
Looks to pass. Scans the field. Knocked away. Third down coming up after that incomplete pass. It's third down, 7 yards to go. Manning is in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers this time. Drops back to pass. Jackson gets the interception. What a shot! That's another great play by this defense.
Well, I don't know if he could believe that this guy picked him off the first time, so he went back to the well, and he got caught again.
Palmer hands it off straight ahead. He's dropped at about the 41.
Personal foul, face mask, defense. First
And so
down.
the defense gives up some yards after the flag.
And I know this is a game of emotion, and if you're not emotional on the football field, you're going to get beat anyway, but you can't let your emotions get away from you.
On the run, he throws it. Tight coverage, and it's picked off. He is hit hard on the play. And that was a poor decision on the part of the quarterback.
And I still don't know why he made that throw. I mean, the coverage was there. There was absolutely no spot to put that ball, and he threw it anyway.
Pass is complete. Defense pushes him out of bounds at the 19. Nice toss that time that'll get them a lot closer.
You know, there's really no doubting this quarterback's physical skills. Sometimes he struggles with his mechanics or accuracy, but I don't think that there's really any issue. This guy has the ability to be an elite quarterback.
It's completed. A couple of yards there. Single set backfield. Man in motion. Third and short, and they'll throw for it. Short pass to his left. He's brought down around the 26-yard line. Shockey will pick up a first down on the play with the 6-yard reception.
Playing quarterback's just like playing golf. Sometimes you get in a rhythm, and right now this quarterback is getting hot.
Shockey goes in motion to the left. Sets up the play action. Throws while on the run. Brought down at the 42. And a nice pass to the tight end.
So much of the game today revolves around those substitution packages, trying to bring extra defensive backs on the field to try and help against the pass. But when you have a big receiving tight end, that really makes that plan awfully tough to execute.
Picked up about 6 yards that time. That'll bring up second down. 2nd and 4 coming up here. The Giants line up with 3 wide. Shockey is the motion man. Manning hasn't missed yet. Goes through his read. Still perfect on the drive. The defense just didn't match up well on that play.
Yeah, tough to match up one-on-one and man coverage against that wide receiver. He's pretty good.
New York comes out with 3 receivers in the shotgun. Manning is looking to stay perfect on this drive. It just slips out of his hand. What a play by the defender.
And the quarterback really caught a break on that one, that wasn't intercepted.
Second down now with 10 to go. The Giants line up with an offset eye backfield. Manning set to go to the air. Makes the short throw. And they get him at the 29-yard line. And a long third down try coming up for them now after that stop by the defense.
And now we're down to the part of the game that I think decides most games. You make a good play on second down, now you're bringing up a third down situation. Either you keep the drive alive here or the defense turns it over to the offense.
They pick up solid yardage there.
And I love to watch this wide receiver work. He is so patient with his routes. He gets down low into his cuts, and he really understands what the defense is trying to do to take him away, and he is working them over.
And they couldn't have asked for better timing on the sack.
This defensive line is just so impressive. They keep manhandling this offensive line, pushing them back into the quarterback. As a quarterback now, you have no choice. You have to do some quicker plays, get that ball out of there.
Good job by the defender to knock the ball out of there.
And that was a good shot. As a receiver, you've got to know you're going to take some hits. You just have to hold on to that ball.
Cincinnati comes out defensively with 6 defensive backs. Back to pass. Looking for a receiver. Can't connect on the pass. They're going to try a long field goal here. This kick will be from about 41 yards out. Kick is up, and he got all of this one. And it's good. And that was not an easy kick, Chris.
Yeah, it looked like a little adrenaline kicked in on that one, didn't it? Maybe even surprised him how far he hit that one.
He kicks it. He'll take it from the 2. They get him at the 29-yard line. It'll be interesting to see how this quarterback reacts after throwing an interception on his last drive. 5 DBs on the field. Play action. He throws left. Fails to connect with his man. Johnson wasn't able to bring it in. Incomplete pass on the play. Johnson is the deep back as they line up in the I. Inside handoff. He's brought down at the 33. 4-yard gain. That'll bring up 3rd down. 3rd down, they need 6 for a first. Cincinnati lines up in a goal line set. Short throw to the left. Can't stay in bounds. Incomplete pass. It looked like he tried to drag his feet as he was going out, but he couldn't get him down.
You know, and sometimes that happens. The quarterback put it in a spot where only he could catch it. The problem was the ball was just a little off target. All right, big moment in the game now. They've got to get this thing in the end zone. I expect to see the 2-minute offense, but you don't have to be in the hurry-up offense. Just get to the line of scrimmage, take the short throws that most defenses will give you in this situation. Don't be afraid to use the middle of the field. You have time.
He put something extra on that throw, and it'll keep the chains moving.
And that's really what it takes sometimes, because defenders are so quick out there. If you don't put a little extra pop on it, they can get there.
And he caught it. He's dropped at the 46-yard line.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
And the defense gives up some free yards to the offense.
I always thought a defensive penalty was so much more deflating than an offensive penalty, because on offense you have a chance to make up for it. On defense, a lot of times it's big yardage and automatic first downs.
Catch is made. He's tackled around the 28-yard line. Good job to avoid the rush and get the pass off.
When you're trying to blitz the quarterback, you better have some talented corners on the outside, because as a wideout, just give me 3 or 4 seconds against the blitz, and it is awfully tough to try and cover that.
He lost yardage on the play. Looks to be a loss of around 3 or so on the play.
I don't think they fooled anybody on the defense with that one. They were just sitting out there waiting for it, and that's a loss.
Blue 45.
He's looking to throw. Throws on the run. And they get him at the 15. Nice job by the quarterback to hit the tight end for a decent gain.
You know, tight ends may not come up with those real explosive plays down the field all the time, but they sure are a nice target for the quarterback.
The Giants just took their first time out.
You gonna set the tone? I know.
That'll set them up with 1st and 10 once again as they keep the drive going. Manning is looking to stay perfect on this drive. Hasn't missed yet on this drive. What happened there?
Well, the defense was in zone coverage. They got good pass protection, and anytime that happens, it tends to really stretch those zones and widen the holes.
New York calls a timeout, and now they've only got 1 remaining. He caught that one out of bounds.
Well, you could see the receiver doing all he could to keep his feet in bounds, but that pass just let him out of bounds.
Back to throw. Passes to the end zone. A great play by the defense to knock the ball away.
And these defenders have been close all day. You better be careful if you're the quarterback. One of those is going to turn into an interception.
Manning comes to the line with 3 wide. He drops back to pass. And he's out of bounds, incomplete. The quarterback put that one too far out in front of his receiver, and he couldn't stay inbound.
He tried to make a safe throw there, but the receiver was open. It didn't have to be quite that cautious and just let him out of bounds.
He needs to make a decision. Intercepted, and the defense closes the door on any comeback attempt. Into the end zone for a touchdown. And just like that, they make it a two-possession game.
What a tremendous return that was, and even better, now you have a little breathing room when you look up at that scoreboard.
They'll look to tack on the extra point. Extra point is good. And here's the kick. He'll return it from the 3. Still going. Drilled at the 27-yard line. They line up at the 27. This one is over, folks. Just time for one more play to get some stats. So don't be surprised to see everyone trying to pick this one off. He makes a move, and he's brought down. And that will be the conclusion of this game. Our final score is the Bengals 31, the Giants 17.